Think of whatever you want to manifest. Picture it in your mind really quick. And then as you hear the rain, feel it coming to you. That was a good one. We'll just say, and so it is right there. That got it. All right. Well, after we did our little thing last week, I said, look, anytime you guys want to join, you don't have to ask. Just tell me you're showing up. So Kristen was able to join us tonight. And I see that Alyssa is here with us, supposedly in transit. They grabbed a little weekend together this weekend. So good for you, and happy birthday and happy anniversary to you guys. You guys are awesome. All right. We are going to have a great little session tonight. Kristen has some good stuff for those of you who are raising kids. You're going to want to tune in to what she has to say. She's pulled some stuff for us. Melissa has a great report from this week. Fantastic energy. Things are really up, which is kind of interesting because a lot of folks have commented the opposite. So Melissa, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. And tell us, please, put it in the chat. We will put it up here because I know a lot of people have been feeling a lot of wonkiness here this past week. So we're going to address some of that tonight. Try to really lock it in for us for this coming week. So glad you guys are all here. Thank you so much. Oh, this is so fun. Hey,
Hi,
Kristen,
Alyssa.
there's Philly. Arnaldo, we can begin. Boy, he has been putting some great pictures on Facebook, and I have not been getting in there, but when I do go in to let people in our group and everything, I see them. I've just been, oh, we do miss Alyssa. She'll be back. She'll be back. We didn't run her off. In fact, I think quite the opposite. She thoroughly enjoyed it. One of the things that I wanted to really big intention for tonight is connection with you. I was just meditating. Kristen and I were on here together, and I just had my eyes closed, and where I was before we began with our opening slide is I was connecting with you guys, with your hearts. And Kristen said, we got 15 seconds. And I was like, and I recorded that podcast with Fred about his children's book. And he emailed me at 8:30, the day that we did that. And he said, how about 9 o'clock? Well, 9 o'clock came and went. 9:05 came and went. 9:10 came and went. So I sent an email and I said, just want to make sure you're not having any connection problems. He gets on a couple of minutes later and he said, I almost forgot. So if Kristen hadn't said 15 seconds, I probably still would be connecting with you, but not here. I do have a card, and Kristen has a card. So let's do these real quick, and then we'll roll into some of the things that we have for you. Look at this. This is so cool. It is the Chariot. It's the number 7 major arcana card. The Chariot. Read this for you real quick. Victory, speed, action, determination, harnessing and uniting opposing energies, the black and the white horses, right? Success, travel, confidence, willpower, control. And on the shadow side, the lack of energetic focus, lack of self-discipline, going in the wrong direction, a tendency to speed past the needs of others. Don't you feel like, I mean, doesn't that depict what's going on right now? You're on this runaway chariot and you hope that the white horse is the one that pulls off in the end, right? says the universe constantly gifts us opportunity to become the person we want to be. Wow. It's a magical time for taking inspired action. This will change your thoughts right here. This little read. Push ahead with the willpower and determination because you will get there. Remember, inaction is the same as deciding to stay still. The Chariot reminds you that while you are on the way to your goal, you need to make decisions about your best path forward. If you feel pulled in two different directions, know that you will be able to coax both of these energies toward the same target. Wouldn't that be great? Come on, Black Horse, over here, right? Charging ahead without paying attention to your path can sometimes be harmful to those in your wake. So take care not to trample on others on your way up the mountain. Choose the thing you really want. It's coming. Choose the thing you really want, focus your efforts, and move swiftly. If you aren't sure what your direction is, then it's time to make some plans, align some goals, and spark some dreams. The little saying, I choose who I am becoming, and run toward it with conviction and consistent motion. And just remember, one of the key top 5 takeaways that I've learned from Fred Dodson over all these years, you be, then you have. So who you are being generates the actions that you take, and a lot of that is subconscious, right? And then you hold in your hand what you are being. So if you're not getting it out here, you really need to look at what's in here. I've been doing that related to one particular area, and just being with adopting, feeling every day, who am I going to be in that area? Kristen, I know you have a good card for us too.
Yeah, actually, I pulled from the Work Your Light Oracle deck, and I got the Pleiades, which is actually the last card in the deck. And it's double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity, which I love for tonight. You know, we're all a group, and that's what we're trying to do is uplift humanity. And so I'm just going to read the quote at the end because it's very good for right now. I call upon Palladians consciousness of the highest realms and the highest good of humanity to work through me. Let me be a channel for only the purest light of the essential source. Let me channel in a way that also serves me.
Awesome. That's great.
Yeah.
Wow. Cool. I just saw a comment that, see, hello, up here. You have to sit tall, Kristen. So this is kind of what I was feeling before. If you guys just share whatever you want to share, and if we don't get to our stuff even, we'll get there a little bit. Especially with Kristen, because I want those of you raising kids to hear what she has to say. But this is for you. This is your night. So anything that you have that you want to put in the chat, we'll just park on that if you want us to. So I asked, what did you do? And she said, command the flow state every single day. Then before and when I wake up from sleep, say mantras. Listen to Ram Dass nightly to fall asleep, and grounding outside with bare feet. I won't allow the negative to get to me. Wow. I trust the universe has beautiful, powerful, positive things for me, and I'm open to it. And so it is. I command only good energy. Now, this is interesting because one of our members was struggling with or is contemplating a big move, and asked if I would look at a couple of things on her astrocartography. Well, For one, you don't just look at a chart. That's dangerous territory. I learned that from Steve Forrest in those Element series books. He probably says it 25 times. Hey, can you just look at my chart? No, it's a 2-hour deal, to do it right. So you don't want to shortchange something. The other thing is, when I last commented on a map, it was myself, and I thought that east coast of Florida was a really powerful area, according to some lines that were going through there. So I chose that to move to. And the first day I got there, a wall of my booth fell into the wall of the place where I was staying, the townhome, and put 4 big holes the size of your fist in the guy's wall. And the last thing I did was step in the septic tank when the lid broke. So it was like, and everything in between was one challenge after another. So you don't want me to comment on your map. But Robert Glasscock did observe that I am living right on my Venus line, which is relationships, love, money, beauty, and Kristen, money, right?
Yeah, money. Yep.
Venus, money, right? The money planet. Yep. So yep. I was over at the lake the other day, and I was sitting in this dock. It had been raining for like the last couple of days. Finally, it cleared, and it was just beautiful. In fact, it was this day. I went from the lake to up here, and it was like that was it. That was what was up there. So I got the idea because I was talking to this listener about this move, and I thought, I'm on the Venus line. I'm going to command my Venus line to be activated. So I stood up. There wasn't anybody around. I held my arms up like Moses, in the 10 Commandments. And I said, I, in the name of the Most High, command my Venus line to be activated now. Then I went on my way. Do you know that Saturday I found this little trading technique that I've been working on all weekend? And the results have been amazing. So in about 2 or 3 days, it was like, oh, the Venus line got activated. Wow. So this thing about commanding is a really big deal. And that's what Melissa was saying. It is commanding what we want. Okay, let me catch up with a couple of more comments here real quick. Oh, Susie, I'm sorry. All right, let's help Susie with that when we go to our meditation. These are good cards, folks. Like the cards, Kristen. There you go. Hello, Brittany. Says she's been the last couple of days stressed. I think you are in very good company, dear girl. Pam with us tonight. Always great to see you here. Coming from the Pleiades, I highly appreciate the card. That's great. That's awesome. Brittany says she found out a very good friend passed away a month ago. I am so sorry. Wow. So sorry. All right. One more from Melissa here. Let you guys read that. And this is life, right? Life is, that Chariot card was so cool because it showed the division, right? Plurality. Kristen, that's what astrology is built on. These pluralities. Yeah, hey, good to see you. I guess, is that Inez? Inez? Do you say it Inez? That's great. Yeah, commanding. Big deal. Yeah. In fact, we should make commanding the theme of the week. We really should. We'll work on that a little bit here. I wanted to do a couple of physical anchors, just good old NLP stuff. If you're familiar at all with NLP, we'll do some anchoring. Yeah, we'll do some anchoring to anchor in commanding. Sorry, Carolyn. I'm so sorry. Yeah. I would like Kristen to share what she brought to the table this evening, because a lot of you are raising kids. And in fact, they have like 16 between them, right? It's like
Yeah, working
a
on
lot. I
number
think
5,
5.
right?
Yeah, I think 5. But
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah, you should be the one
Kids,
doing
you
the
say?
speech.
Well, Tom, I hope you're still here. Kristen, why don't you take over for a little bit, and then I've got some stuff if we have time.
Perfect. Sounds good. All right. So, yes, I know that a lot of people have been talking about the energy this week and just being overwhelming. And I just want you to know that it is definitely normal for the time right now in between eclipses, as well as a Mercury retrograde. And this can definitely, the combination of the two really affect children. Mercury is the planet of learning and development, and the moon and Mercury together really are very prominent in kids. Moon being emotions as well, and eclipses are actually determined by the moon's nodes. And so during eclipse season, not just for children, but adults too, it can be very emotional, and children have a hard time regulating emotions on a normal day. And within these next 2 weeks of eclipse season can just make for extra emotional times. And I think that some of my favorite things um, to say to my children if they are having emotions that they can't regulate are to breathe and relax. I offer to take a few deep breaths together. And then I also like to say, what can I do to help? Because I feel like it's a way better way of putting it. Instead of focusing on the problem and saying what's wrong, I could say, what can I do to help to try to alleviate that? Um, so now I have a couple of just things to kind of for self care and to kind of help redirect children, just a couple of um, examples of things that you could do to just kind of help expel energy, or if they are throwing a tantrum, just refocus is a big thing. And if you as an adult also were feeling out of sorts, some of these things can also help you too. Melissa posted a wonderful thing about earthing today, and I love earthing. I feel like having your feet touch the ground is a great. There's actually tons of scientific um, things about just being able to regulate your brain and the way that um, it changes the energy in your body. I strongly suggest feet to the earth. And actually, in the summer, one of our favorite things to do as a family is actually geocaching. If anybody has ever heard of it, it's a great way to get outside and just have something to do. We essentially what it is people hide things, and then you can download an app. There's several of them. I think the one that I use is actually called geocaching, and it's kind of like just treasure hunting. My daughter thinks that we're pirates, and we love to go find whatever somebody else hid. And whether that's last time we actually found a buffalo nickel. It was so much fun. In a small like pill container that somebody hid inside a bush. It was wonderful, so much fun. um, Another suggestion, especially for people who are very water prominent, is like water play, whether that's like a water table, or even just getting them in the bathtub. It's a wonderful way to just let them decompress and have fun playing in the water. Um, for anybody that is air dominant, conversations or FaceTime with friends and family. We love to FaceTime my mom if she's upset. My mom or my daughter is an Aquarius moon. So, community is big for her. She loves when there are other friends at the park, which is another. So, people who are fire dominant, physical play is great, whether, tag or at the park or sports, as well as children's yoga. There are actually so many wonderful videos on YouTube that are yoga geared towards children. And if you just type in children's yoga in the search bar, you could find so many different things that are geared towards different age groups. Um, Reading books is another thing. um Being read to, even as an adult, I love that. Audible is definitely one of my favorite things. I listen to Thomas Miller a lot, even not on the podcast, but definitely for audiobooks as well. um my husband actually very intuitively these past couple of weeks started playing jazz music, and I have absolutely loved the energy of it. It is normally just instrumental, and it's been just a great thing to have in the background. The kids like to dance to it, and dancing also super physical and a great way to kind of redirect children. Um, I have new parks or new destinations. I think that that's also really fun, especially anybody who has major SAG placements and gets a lot of dopamine from exploring somewhere new, and whether that be um, a national park or playground. So fun. Cooking together is another thing for all those cancer placements. My daughter loves to cook together. So fun. I definitely like to have ingredients pre-measured if I can do that, just to make things a little less chaotic, you can say. Um, the other things that I have are, my daughter loves to be pampered, and as a Leo myself, Leo rising myself, having my hair done is definitely a big thing for self care for me. And my daughter actually really loves when I paint her toenails, or even, just play salon, like little foot massage or something like that, as well as cleaning together, actually. My, and this could be just because she's 4 planets in Virgo. She's Mars, Sun, Mercury, and Venus. And so definitely loves to have her room clean, but she loves to do it together. I think that that's the big part of it, is that having me there to do it with her is definitely a way to redirect. And then by the end of it, having the clean room and being able to show her that we did this together is just wonderful. um I think that's pretty much it for my list. And I wanted to see if anybody else had any suggestions too, of just things that um, they do with their kids that kind of help relax or calm them down. I see that Alyssa actually put Cosmic Kids, which is actually one that we use too for yoga. I love that one. Great suggestion. Let's see if there are any. Oh, Liz loves geocaching. I love that. Yes, we love pretending to be pirates. I should get her an eye patch. Um, love Audible, yes. Calm Classroom. Okay. Wonderful. I'll have to look that up. Oh, Paint. Yes, we actually use this a lot too. I have been picking up paint stuff after holidays for cheap at dollar store or um, Family Dollar, and so even a couple of days ago when we were actually painting Christmas ornaments, that I got very, very cheap. It's definitely a great way to redirect too. Great suggestion. Oh, skipping rocks, so cool. Yeah, swinging the hammocks, love it. Mm. Yes, paid chores is really, really great. I know that some people get down on it for being paid for chores, but it's like we get paid to work. I think that it's a great way to instill hard work and as well as learning the value of money too. Oh, taking the kids to park to watch the sunsets. I love that. Yep, dried out markers to make paint. Squats with your 11-month-old. I love that. Yep. We do that too, where I will actually lay on the floor and they like sit on my feet and I kind of pretend to make them fly. Oh, yoga breaths and squeeze hugs. I love that. Mm-hmm. Yes, definitely. I like to offer alone time too if that's needed. That's a great suggestion, Elsa. Yep, paint rocks, which is so fun to go out and actually find rocks to paint too. Yep, noticing trees and flowers. Yep, we also like to look for the animals, find squirrels and bunnies. Zentangle. Oh, I don't know what that is. I'm gonna have to look that up. Mm, yep, nature walks. Yes, I actually saw something online the other day where a woman had taken a cardboard box and drawn a tree and then like a butterfly and poked holes in it. And they were picking dandelions and putting them in the holes to make the tree colorful and the butterfly colorful. It was a super cool idea. Okay. Great. Well, thank you guys for all the other great suggestions. That was wonderful.
That was awesome. Thank you. Bravo.
Thank
Good
you.
job. My heart, since I realized that those years between what you're talking about up to 14, 15, 16 were those formative, impressionable years that imprinted the trajectory of the next 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
So, you guys who are raising these conscious kids and doing these kinds of activities, just realize that with every hike and every walk and every rock and every yoga hug and everything that you're doing to connect them with their heart and their soul will imprint them for their 30 years of adulthood. And I say those productive years, when you're building your family and raising your family and working and all the things that you do in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, then they will carry out what you have instilled, or at least they'll always have it. And that's awesome. If you didn't catch the podcast, Fred has done a children's book, and you can look that up on Amazon. Just go search it up. Oh no, it's actually not on Amazon yet. He said they're just doing it on the website for now, realitycreation.org. Go check it out. It's cool. I'm so glad he's doing it. I've got one on the way. All right. Well, here, I've got a couple of things. Kristen, why don't you hang in here with me on
Yeah,
this?
sure.
And this was something that Abigail Smith put in Facebook. I just saw it right before we were going on. I thought this was so cool. Abigail, thank you for this. She said, any time two people focus on one thing, it manifests twice as fast. That's what we're doing here. This, like all things in life, works much more effectively if both people sincerely believe in themselves. This is one of our true powers as humans. Isn't that great? Wow, love that. All right, I have a couple of things here. This, I just wanted, so if you're trying to understand why you're feeling the way you're feeling, okay? Now let me say one thing, set this up here just really quick. That, I don't do a lot of astrology here. I do it 5 days, 6 days a week, so you know where to get it if you want it. But a picture is worth 10,000 words. And I'm going to show you some pictures. And the idea here is that the whole thing about astrology is that the planets above our head reflect the energies on our planet that we live through and live in every day. That's it. And how they are aspected to each other, whether it's 0 degrees, it's all geometry. It's a conjunction, 0 degrees. It's an opposition, 180 degrees, opposite. It's squares, tension. So if you understand that, then you can just easily see how life kind of works through this lens. So here's the deal. Right now, tomorrow, Pluto goes backwards, retrograde. Mercury already is. But look, I put this in the way that you slice the pies of these areas of our life around the wheel, where you could just see that all of these planets are right there on what is called the cusp. I call it the county line of these areas of our life. Pluto on the county line. That's Saturn, Lord Karma, on the county line. That's Jupiter. Jupiter magnifies everything. Jupiter makes bigger on the county line. Neptune. It's either intuition, perception, discernment, or it's delusion, or it's addictions on the county line. Escapism. And then the south node of the moon and its opposite north node, what Kristen was talking about, is on the county line. So you can see how these things are positioned in these places where they are extra amplified. And if we go back to this one back here, well, shoot, I just messed up my slides. Let me go back up here. Yeah, let's go back. Right there is the planet of transformation. That's transformation. And it's hitting every single spot. And in astrology, when something is at 0 degrees right there, it's at its strongest. So that's why you're feeling what you're feeling. Now, let me just scoot up here and we'll go to this. So these were some of the summations of the comments from this week. Pluto. Pluto is about transformation. So one thing people are saying is, it seems like things are moving faster. Another one I'm hearing is people are requiring more and deeper sleep and also having some vivid dreams. And then kind of like what Kristen just talked about. And then the other is the uncertainties and the fear. When these things start to change, we don't understand what's going on and we get scared. Future's uncertain. So one of the things I thought that we could do here tonight is we have these, like the mantra that I did on the podcast. Let me call it up here. think I've got it handy. I chose this time to come to earth. I will find my highest service and assist in this transition. When I'm uncomfortable, I call the angels to help me, and I receive instant love, comfort, and support. That's not bad. Now Christian, what is it? We were just talking about something, and I said we would come back and do that grounding. It was earlier in the conversations. Do you remember what that was? I have totally lost that. If anybody can remember. I said
No,
we could
I'm not.
anchor that in. Yeah, we could anchor that in.
Commanding.
Commanding.
Right? Yes.
Commanding is like gratitude to me. Has to happen now in the moment. And see, goes back to being. If you're being somebody who is in charge of your life, then commanding in the moment is pretty easy. You think about it because you have that creative ability. You have that power. So you command. So why don't we lock in some commanding right now? The two phrases that seem to work best: in the name of the Most High, or in the name of God, or in the name of Source, the universe, however you want to phrase it. Yahweh, I command X. And then I always follow it up with thank you. Thank you in advance. It's like I'm getting there.
I like feeling gratitude for being a co-creator.
Yeah. Yep. Yes. That's okay. 3, because that's the other big one. And that, get that from Greg Braden's Pray Rain story, where the guy came back and he had prayed, and Braden said, "What'd you pray?" And he said, "I prayed thanks for being able to co-create."
Yeah.
You get in that mindset that Christian, you are a co-creator with Source.
Yep.
Point it back. Thomas, you are a co-creator with Source. Melissa, that's what she's doing. She's co-created. She says, I'm not taking the low road. I'm commanding this path. So, and then the other is, I like Bob Proctor. I'm so happy and grateful that, right? If you can feel that emotion, you don't want to rattle off a bunch of words. Don't do it if you don't feel it. But if you truly are happy and you truly are grateful, I am so happy and grateful now that my Venus line is buzzing. But you have to feel it well up and out. So why don't we put ourselves in a state for a second? This isn't our meditation yet. We're getting there. Just feel for a second that you are truly a gifted, as Abigail Smith's little thing said, we are able to co-create with each other. That you are a co-creator with Source. Best if you have somebody else. That's why we do this on Sunday nights. And just feel that for a brief second. And then somewhere in your body, in some kind of way that you would call on anytime, any moment next week, make a gesture. Some people, I don't know, pull their ear. What are you doing? I'm commanding the universe. Don't worry about it. It's like, or some people like to grab their wrist. I don't know, grab your arm. You can do this. I mean, you could, however, whatever physical gesture you connect with, do that as you're thinking about commanding. All right. I'm going to do a little hand gesture. You can't see it, it's below the screen. Right there. Do it 3 times. Feel the connection. Feel that you are a commanding entity with source. Do the motion. Feel you are a commanding co-creator with source. Do the motion. One more. Feel that you are a co-creating commander with source. Do the motion. And be sure to add gratitude. Now, when something comes up, just do that physical motion, and man, you'll be triggered into, in the name of the Most High, I command. You'll be doing it, right? All right, let's see here. Hand over heart. Good one. Yes, perfect. Yes, Lynn uses this, Melissa. She sure does. Okay, that's one. Let's do another one. So find another physical gesture. Find another physical gesture, and I'm going to read this mantra again from the podcast. It's in the show notes. If you want to just cut and paste, you can grab it from the show notes of that podcast. It's the current one. I chose this time to come to Earth. I will find my highest service and assist in this transition. When I'm uncomfortable, I call the angels to help me, and I receive instant love, comfort, and support. I think the second half of that is really the mantra to connect to. When you're uncomfortable, call on the angels, lock it in. So let's do that. Where's your second area? I've got one. It's a hand gesture again. I'm going to pinch right here. So where is yours? Feel yourself calling the angels for help and instantly receiving love, comfort, and support. Feel it. Lock it in. Feel the emotion of doing that and feel the angels surrounding you. Now lock that in. Do it again. Feel and see you are calling the angels for help, and they are surrounding you and giving you love, comfort, support, peace, love. Lock it in. Now, I would advise practicing those a few more times before you go to bed so that they are really there for this week. So you have one to command your state. I command peace in this situation now. I am not living in this anger, or I am not living in this fear. I command peace now in this situation, whatever it is that you're experiencing. But have that ready so that you just, oh, yes, right there, boom. And you can just give that little tiny gesture. Nobody even has to know what you're doing. And that puts your body right back in that state that we just created. Kristen, would you like to start our meditation or finish our meditation? What do you feel?
I'll let you pick. Either one.
Why don't you start?
Okay.
Why don't you get us started?
Okay. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Let's take a couple of deep breaths together to start off. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. One more, becoming even more relaxed where you are. Breathing in and out. Wonderful. Now we can start off by getting comfortable and picking a hand placement that suits you. Palms facing up for openness or down for grounding. Now, first, I would like to imagine us walking through the woods. A beautiful day, sun shining through the trees, noticing it beautifully glisten as you move past and it moves through the leaves. Feeling very at peace and one with nature. Enjoying your time that you're taking for yourself. As you walk, I want you to picture coming upon a beautiful field, beautiful flowers, really enjoying the day. As you walk through this field, you see your favorite flower, one that always makes you smile, reminds you of someone, or even just one that you find absolutely beautiful. Beautiful time of year where everything is thriving. The flower looks strong, just like you. You've been taking care of yourself, enjoying this time outside, putting your physical and mental health first. Now, as you continue walking through this beautiful field, you come upon friends that you're meeting. So happy to see them. Meeting people from our group, meeting like minded friends that you have are known for many years, feeling love and shared joy, grateful to be together in this beautiful space. And join hands, feel the powerful energy that we share. Being there to support, comfort, and just sharing space. So wonderful and grateful to have a community. As we hold hands, you see just how big this circle has gotten and just how much support you really have. There's so many people that care for you. Such a wonderful feeling. As you look around the group, you can see who needs a little more support, and you give them the energy, positive thoughts, or the confidence that they need to move forward. You intuitively know who needs the support, and you're able to give it to them without depleting your energy at all. You're able to thrive in the love you feel around you. the people in the group who need the support are so grateful for you, and you feel their gratitude. This
As we're sitting.
feeling of
Oop.
oh, this feeling of connection will last because it is so strong.
As we're sitting in this beautiful space, think of several parts of who you are right now. Your soul, that which is infinite, that part of you that was before this life and will be after this life. And then think about your physical body. This lifetime, this experience on earth. And then think about all who are supporting and guiding you. My grandmother came to mind when Kristen was talking about the beautiful flowers. I said hello. She loved flowers. Maybe it's guides, maybe it's angels, maybe it's something else that is there when you need help, whether you know it or not. Think of them too, your support team. And then go back and reflect on that you are here for a purpose. There's some reason. Just consider this isn't random. And the way it's all unfolded and the reason you're here and the way you're here and where you're going and all the stuff of being a human on earth, you're here. And think of your purpose for being on the planet. And probably that's a sketchy picture. You have some ideas, maybe not full and complete, things you'd like to do. But just to say, why am I here right now? Why not some other time? But you are here now. And then as Kristen led us all together in that big circle, put your arms around the people next to you. And it would be great if you could think back on some of the names that have come up in whether you're on YouTube or you're on Facebook or where you're seeing the people in the chats, things we've put up on the screen, and say out loud 3 people's names. or more, but at least 3. Those are the ones you're standing with in this connection tonight. So whatever your request, we have still a number of people in our group who are fighting significant and even threatening health issues. I saw a request for a furry friend earlier. Susie's vehicle motor. And I'm sure many others. And let's stand in support of those. And now turn our energy upward and outward. Focus your heart up toward the sky, even if it's in your mind. But turn your heart upward. And as though the energy was coming right out of your 6th chakra area, your 3rd eye, or right out of your crown, even, send it up. Send it up through you. You're the catalyst. You're creating this energy. Send it in love up to the sky and out to the planet, realizing that we all need that right now. So be the solution. Be the gift. Pass it around. Pass it around our group. Pass it around to your family, to your friends, to your coworkers, to your kids in your classroom, to your kids at home. Be the catalyst. Be the source of that love. In order to be it, you have to be it. Make sure your love stays pure this week. Make sure your heart stays pure. Use your anchors. And now, picture yourself in outer space and really, really big. You are so big, your presence is so big in outer space that Earth itself is kind of like maybe a beach ball size to you. Squishy. You could bounce it, boing to boing. Go up to it and give it a great big hug. I mean, a big smothering hug where your shoulders are all humped over it and you are just embracing everything on earth with love coming from your heart, your big, big heart. The touch is so comforting. The love is so penetrating. And just that connection with that emotion and that gesture is what this world needs. And so do you, and so do I. So thank you. And now as you step back away from that beach ball, just put your hands on both sides of it and just say, it's going to be okay. Namaste. And so it is. and we love you. Thank you guys for being here tonight. Really appreciate it. Kristen, thank you for your time too.
Thank you. That was great.
Wyoming is where I went to see the solar eclipse in 2017. Wasn't that awesome? Got a front row seat up there in Wyoming. This group is amazing. It always has been from day one. Catherine, thank you for being here tonight. Here's from Alyssa. For me, it has to do with knowing that everything happens according to a divine plan, even if I don't consciously understand it. Trust or faith, maybe. Not always easy, but gets easier, especially when I see what's happening in the astrology. Confirmation. Whatever happens, I am on my right path, and that pulls me back to where I want to be. Like you said, life isn't all roses. There will always be ups and downs. That's for sure. Arnaldo, thank you for being here, brother. I hope you can come to Florida. I'd love to give you a big hug. I thought I saw maybe you weren't going to, but oh man, holding out hope. Would love to see you there if you can. Stephanie, good to see you again. Thank you for being here. Thanks, Pam. Appreciate it. I think we all needed this, didn't we? You know, through the week, as you think of the people in this group, we don't have to wait until Sunday night. Be out there and give them a beach ball hug. Seriously, somebody in here is going to need it. So even if you need to come back to this video and scroll through it, just see names. You can do that. You can do it on both channels. And then let's go out and create. Exactly.
Yeah.
We're going to command that I enjoy the journey, even when we don't know what the journey is. I command that it's a good one because I'm going to love it. That's great. Love that. Awesome. Good. And so it is. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Kristen. Have a great week yourself.
Thank you. You have a great week as well. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I hope everybody has a great week.
Send you all kinds of love. Good night.
Night.